So, episode 2, Guts, written by Frank Darabont. I used to think you can watch these two back to back, like a movie, but it's a different tone. This one's a different tone than the first one. How's that? The first one's about, zombies, zombie apocalypse. Yeah, but the first one's about one individual. It was about a man waking up and realizing that the world's ended, and he has to have hope that his family's still alive. This episode's more action than the other one. The other one was more story, more establishing the story. The first episode was establishing the world, introducing us to our character, introducing us to this world, and that's that. I like how it starts out with killing a girl, the first episode, the baby walker, and it ends with killing an animal. So it's telling you, yeah, this is a fucked up world. Then we get this episode, which is different tone. Like I said, tonally is different than the last episode, but it's good. It's a great episode, and it was written by Frank Darabont and directed by somebody else. But it's a great episode. We see the other survivors, as I already said. And then upstairs we get a new character, Merle Dixon. I'm not sure if T-Dog and Merle... I don't remember the comics. Sorry, guys. So I can't really tell you that much about it. But I'm pretty sure Merle's a brand new character. So is Daryl. Could be wrong. But so we introduced to Merle Dixon, a racist redneck. And he's on top of the roof, drawing more walkers to the department store, basically by shooting them in the sounds that they head to the department store. The survivors blame Rick, like the noise he made shooting his gun brought more walkers towards them. Again, the walkers are smart. And some of them run. You could see some when they're chasing Glenn and Rick down the alley. You could see some of them running. So that was it's interesting, and there was just a totally different shift. At the same time, we see, I believe the episode actually started with Lori getting banged by Shane. Yeah. And we started to see that Shane has this relationship with his wife or whatever. But, this episode's great. They're stuck. They gotta escape. It's a totally different departure from the first episode. This one's like, oh, this is what this is gonna be like. We're gonna send Rick and these people on these little missions for supplies. And things like this are gonna happen. And they gotta come up with ways to get out. And you see how smart Rick is, and he asks questions and he inspires people in the same sense. Like he told Glenn, like, speak your mind, when Glenn was like, didn't want Andrea to go with him down to check the sewer system. Like, you see, like, Rick is a leader, and that's what the group sees, and that's why they gravitated towards him later on. But like, there's initially showing what kind of a man he is, what kind of a leader he is, and how he listens to people. But he doesn't so much listen to them later on for a while, but he used to, and he inspires them. He gives encouragement to Glenn. Glenn, speak your mind. So, yeah. Then he figures out. He's like, well, listen, how are we gonna get out of here? What are they attracted to? Can we make noise? Like, they said, well, he could have used the grenade he found in the tank, but they wanted to save that. There's another thing. These are little things that they don't do anymore. It's like somebody finds something and it will be relevant in a few episodes. It's not important now, but it's important later on. And so from what I hear, that grenade was going to have a whole story. It's going to be a spin-off show where you see that soldier that Rick shot, like his story going through everything that happened. It was interesting. He discovers that they have to, cover their scent because they smell like living people, which was interesting. So they cover themselves in which I don't think has been done in anything else. I think this is the first time, and probably in the comics, that they did that they used the guts to cover their scent. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, leave the comment down below. So they cover their scent and they go out there and it starts to rain and then the smell's going away. But you can see the walkers, their traits, like when they're walking, is so different than what it is now. And then when the smell goes away, they start running after them, and jumping a fucking fence because they had to get to a fence to get to a truck so they can break them out. It was, that was cool. That's what I loved about the show. Like, I'm like, when am I going to get those walkers again? When are we going to see the walkers running? I don't know. I figured they would have like fast walkers, slow walkers. The fast walkers are the ones that just died. The slow ones have been dead forever. But no, they're all slow. If you watch Fear the Walking Dead, they're all slow. Well, anyway, another great episode. ends on a high note. Well, kind of and not, because, you know, Merle was saying racist shit and beat the shit out of T-Dog on the roof, and then Rick had to tie him up, chain them up there, but that was before. After he rescues everyone, T-Dog drops the key that Rick gave him on the roof. So Merle's stuck up there, but T-Dog had some decency to tie, you know, even though I would have said, fuck him. If he was saying racist shit to me, I would have left the door wide open, said, fuck you later, bro. But no, T-Dog locked the door and left and escaped, and then he's like, you know, I dropped the key. That's why Merle's not here. It's my fault. I dropped the key. So they escape, and it ends like I said, it ends in a high note. Glenn is speeding down the freeway, and he's in his sports car, and the sirens are going. He's just going like maybe 100, 200 miles an hour. He has nothing to worry about, and he's just having the time of his life. And it's a great episode again, a great ending. This is one of the best, to be honest, out of the entire series. This is a really good episode where no one dies in. I don't think anybody died. No one dies in it. It's a good episode. Establishes our group of survivors. We see Andrea's relationship. She talks about her relationship with her sister. Is her sister's birthday coming up? We see that, you know, these people are still scared. You know, she's still scared that Rick did this, but Rick owes it to them. So we see the type of people that they are. We see the racist. We see, you know, I don't know. I liked it. I really liked this. It also establishes what the series is about, but in a different way, in a different tone, and that's why I really enjoyed this episode. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down below, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.